For pretty Linda Kalina, night and day has become night or day. Kristen Gunderson is a tall blonde with a very interesting short story. And can you picture Muffy Durham in a see-through apron? They're all here to tell their stories to Joanne Worley, Jeff Edwards, Elaine Joyce, and Soupy Sale on The Love Expert, starring Bill Cullen.
Thank you all. Very well, what the heck? You sing one, you sing them all, I always say. Thank you, Jack, and thank you, and welcome to the Love Experts. As usual, we have some interesting and unusual dilemmas for our Love Experts, and there they sit today. But before we tackle our first story, we are going to put our Love Experts themselves to the test, if I want an answer, a personal question. We're going to begin with you, Joanne. Then give me a succinct, truthful answer. Joanne Worley, can you describe your very first sweetheart?
Oh, God love him. He gave me a cowboy bracelet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was kind of short, and he had freckles. It was either freckles or pimples, I'm not sure. I was very young, I don't remember.
Okay.
And I never let him touch me. I would go like that if he tried to touch me.
Really?
Yeah, because I told you, I'm a
Then they
Virgo.
were pimples. Jeff.
Yeah, I remember, I was very young. I think it was in kindergarten or first grade.
Oh, yeah?
She had, well, I don't remember anything about her, except she had big brown eyes, and I kissed her, and she hit me over the head with a book.
That was me.
Was that you?
What's your real name? Jerry Love?
Those were freckles.
No, they
And
were...
listen, you may give the names, by the way. Jeff, do you want to mention her name? Or
I don't remember.
All right, Elaine, how about you?
See how quickly they forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember a little boy, and his name was Frankie, and we were standing in line getting our measles shots for kindergarten, and I just liked him. He was cute.
Okay.
I always remember
Frankie
him.
was
That's
his
funny.
name.
Yeah.
Soupy, how about you?
I was in Franklinton, North Carolina. That's where I was born.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to be near my mother. And it was Gloria Brown. And I remember she had two beautiful blue eyes. One blue this way, one blue.
Okay, that's the answer to our panel. Panel, what we do have is an interesting story to get things started. We're going to leave your life now and get to something a little more interesting, if I may. Jack, can we please meet our first guest?
We sure can, Bill. We have a young lady who manages a boutique. She's Linda Kalina.
Hello, Linda. Make yourself go home right here. You know, on this program, I look at the lovely, lovely creatures who come out, and I wonder what problems they could possibly have. So, Linda, I'm going to ask you to tell us about yours.
Okay. My boyfriend works so hard that when he comes home from work at night, all he wants to do is go to bed to sleep.
Oh, to sleep.
And I'm a romantic, so I like to make love at night. But he only likes to make love in the morning. And I hate the morning.
Oh.
Boyfriend or husband, darling?
Boyfriend.
I thought that's what you said.
It is ours to help and not to judge, Joanne.
All right.
So you feel romantic at night. He doesn't feel. Do you do anything to help him along?
I've done everything. I've tried satin sheets. I've tried sexy leopard nightgowns. I've tried no nightgowns.
No nightgown?
I've tried cakes. He liked the cake,
Never
didn't
mind
like
the
me.
cakes. Let's
Forget
get
that.
back to the nightgown.
I've got an idea, Bill.
Huh?
What about matinees?
They don't for mine.
They're not till theaters.
You
In
need
the
to make it dark.
afternoon.
Well, I thought about putting curtains up and I mean, lights on the back side. Yeah.
Matinees, Elaine, will never work. Imagine stopping at a time like that to go out and see a movie.
You know, you could get all ready at night, see, and get all ready to make love, and then pop one of those things under his nose, those ammonia capsules that they do for people. Up like that, so to speak. And
Soupy, are you a nighttime or morning?
If they're breathing. I think. It's a new ride at Knott's Berry. I think, you know, you really, this guy must be nuts or something because you're a great-looking girl. He should be coming home on coffee breaks.
Wait a minute. The guy has to work, and he's tired when he gets home. You have to understand that. You
what's
have to
his
figure out a
job?
different way.
Yeah,
What's his job that makes him so
He's a
tired?
photographer.
A photographer.
I want to ask, he isn't by any chance married, and you're not doing that naughty thing, are you?
No.
All right, that's a good girl. Because if he was indeed married, then that might be one of the reasons why he'd be so tired. Is this all the time or just once or twice a week?
All the time.
Constantly?
All the time.
Well, why do you even stay with him then?
Because I give him his seductions in the morning.
Oh, I think you should get married and that would solve both your problems. And stop living in sin. That's my advice.
Yeah.
Never do it.
And if you're gonna hate yourself in the morning, you should sleep till noon.
Jeff, does the time of day affect you along those lines seriously?
I think that's probably a common problem. That the guys go out and work all day long, and they come home and they have maybe a drink before dinner.
I work all day too, but I just get more amorous at night. I'm all ready for sex.
Well, you're a late person, and he's an early riser.
Look, feed him. Yo, wait a minute. I got it. Wait a minute.
I am ashamed.
You know what you do? You feed him yeast and shoe polish, and he'll rise and shine.
Okay, Joanne, beginning with you, what does Linda have to do to make her boyfriend give up love in the morning and become a nighttime Romeo?
I think you should go to an astrologist and see if he is the right man for you.
Okay.
If not, get a chart made and go find the guy that fits the chart.
And make sure he's not married.
Oh, definitely,
Jeff.
number one.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a terrible problem, but you can't, if you could, I hate to be, regulatory, but if you set aside a particular night, and maybe you could take a nap after dinner, and you wake him up about 10:30 and say, honey, and then he'd be kind of...
So like making an appointment?
Yeah.
Interesting. Elaine?
Boring.
Well, he should probably find another profession, something like you go to work in the morning like a school teacher, and you work from 8 to 3, and then he rests from 3 to 5 undisturbed,
Right.
and you feed him, and then he gets up at 6:30 and whoopee!
I think you ought to buy yourself a rooster.
Why would that be, Soupy?
Well,
Wait a
then you
minute.
just keep him in the bedroom, and every time you go, and he says, it's time. It's time.
Okay. I hope we've helped you. I really doubt that we have. Maybe we can. Don't leave right away. You and I will discuss this. We'll be back with a story in just a moment about a tall blonde with an interesting short story. But right now we have a word of interest for you. Okay, we're back with Love Experts, and I want to remind you, panel, that at the end of the show, we're going to ask you to vote for the person you think has the most interesting or unique love story of the day, and the person who gets the most votes will win a surprise gift. So be thinking about that, because right now Jack Clark is going to introduce our next guest. Aren't you, Jack?
I certainly am, Bill. We have a secretary from Wausau, Wisconsin, Kristen Gunderson.
Hello. Kristen, I think it was mentioned at the end of the show that it is your height that has created your problem.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Well, it's too bad. It's kind of grown on me. Because when I was younger, I always wanted to be very tall, And I was called Corn-Fed and Big Bird and things, and they were fun names. But now that I'm older and I'm a working girl, I'm into fashion and I like to wear heels. And it makes me taller than everyone I've met for 2 years. I've been out here for 2 years.
May I ask how tall you are?
I'm only 5'10" in the morning, but when I get to work, I'm like 6'2".
Oh, yeah.
I wear heels every day nearly, and every date, of course, when I go to dinner or something.
Do the fellas you go out with prefer that you wear high heels?
No.
They want you to wear low heels?
Well, no. See, the thing is, I lose a lot of dates between the table and the dance floor. You know what I'm saying? Because they think I'm great when they meet me, and my personality is whatever, our interests are fine. And as soon as we get to the dance floor, it's very embarrassing for them. And they'll go through 1 or 2 dates, and then all of a sudden, I get every single time with these shorties, they'll say, why'd you have to wear those shoes? I mean, couldn't you wear sandals or Adidas or something? And that was great when I was in college.
You're going to the wrong places to dance. There's a club here in town where all the guys wear heels, so...
Thank you, Joe.
What do you know? Look at your heels, little short lady.
But I think if you wear the heels you want to wear, just don't wear them on your feet.
That's
Wrap around your neck.
No, I was always the tallest lady in the class, and what I did was I wore little shoes until I got a husband. Then I put the big ones on. So when you go, ballerina slippers are very in now, right?
Oh, I know.
Little ballet slippers, but aren't they ugly on your legs?
Yeah, they don't look good on me.
I understand. Well, let me see how big your shoes are.
Pretty big.
Well, that's too big, darling. Look at these. See, these are kind of nice. They're not as big as yours.
Those are cute.
Yeah, see, they're not quite as big. And you can go like this a lot.
Yes, well, I have learned to do a mean slouch, but that's against my principles.
You know,
I understand.
I ran into a mean slouch over in Africa once.
When I am with a very tall girl who's a lot taller than I am, I can't wait to get to the dance floor.
Why?
I know why. Hello, everybody.
I think I get it.
Yep.
So I wouldn't. Your height's going to be fine. You'll run into a guy someday who's going to be a basketball player or something. Be looking just for somebody like you. Don't give up the heels.
Yeah, don't let the height problem bother you, because if you fall down, you'll be out of the city.
And, okay, should Kristen then hold out for a tall man, and that's going to be a long shot, I'm sure, or should she accept the fact that she can find happiness with men shorter than herself? That being the problem, Joanne, what do you think?
Realistically, I think you got to lose the big shoes because it cuts down the field, so much. I mean, they aren't that attractive, let's face it. You can get little medium heels.
Okay,
That's what I
speaking
do.
of little medium heels, Jeff. I didn't mean that, Jeff.
Don't give him an answer.
Listen, I would, if I were you, and I certainly am not, but I would stay with the heels and be tall and be proud of your height, and the right guy will pick
Wait
up.
around.
Yeah.
All right.
Stand around.
Elaine, you're pretty
If you're
tall.
with a guy whose ego won't handle that, then you don't want him anyway.
Okay. Elaine?
Well, that's true, but girls, you want to go out, and ladies, you want to go dancing, and you want to have a guy that you can look up to, it's difficult. You can't dig a trench wherever you are.
That's true.
So what you do is you wear slacks with little loafers or something like that. They're very interesting, too, and then wear your high heels whenever you want, and, you're tall. There's nothing you can do about that, and it's wonderful.
But Bobby is taller than you, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't bother me if somebody was shorter.
Just for my information, how tall are you?
I'm 5'7", but these
Without
heels
heels.
are, I'm about 6 foot with
And
heels.
Elaine, how tall are you? I mean, Joanne.
I'm Joanne.
I know.
That's Elaine. She's blonde. I'm a brunette.
Oh.
I'm 5'8.5", but with hair and heels, I'm 6.
Okay, Sylvie.
I was with a tall girl. I said, how tall are you with heels? She says, I'm 5'10" with anybody. I think be yourself and
That
it'll
seems
happen.
to be the advice. Be yourself, and we'll be back with a story about a lady and her sexy clothes. So hang in there. We'll see you in a minute. You stay right there. Hey, if any of you at home would like to tell your love story to the love experts, here's all you have to do. If you plan to be in the Los Angeles area in the near future, why don't you drop us a line and tell us briefly what you'd like to talk about. Address your letter to this address, the Love Experts, Suite 990, 6464 Sunset Boulevard, Los Angeles, California, 90028. Include your telephone number, if you will, and if possible, please enclose a recent photograph of yourself. So if you'd like to talk with the Love Experts, the address again, and I'll do it quickly, the Love Experts, Suite 990, 6464, Sunset Boulevard, Los Angeles, California, 90028. I hope we hear from you. Panel, we have another fascinating story. Another fascinating story for you, so stand by. Jack, who's our next guest?
We have a newlywed from Houston, Texas, Bill. Muffy Durham.
Muffy Durham. Oh, I like those boots. They are good. Did you see those boots? They are good looking. Muffy.
Yes.
You design your own clothes, I am told?
Yes, I do.
This is your design? This is sensational.
I'd like you to know right off, I never liked Custer.
He's on the other side. What's your problem, Muffy?
Okay, I am a designer, and I've designed my own clothes for quite a while, and I design very risque things. This is kind of mild for television. But anyway, before I was married, my husband loved it, you know, and he kind of showed me off. But now that we're married, he wants me to be a wife. And no more sexy clothes. So all my sexy clothes are hanging in the closet.
You mean
He wants to wear them.
No.
I know the type.
Why, does he have a reason for objecting? Is he jealous or what?
No, he just, in his mind, wife should be a little bit more, I don't know.
Yeah, but-
Tailored and blazers and neckties and big
but when
pants.
you're out with him,
But speak right up.
Right.
you got to cheer up a little bit, man. She's been depressed.
Oh, I feel good now because these people have such problems,
Right,
and I
yeah.
feel great.
Soupy, you're saying when she's out with her.
Oh, am I in town? I didn't know. Oh. What I was saying, when you go out with him, does he like looking at other girls who...
Oh, sure.
Yeah, sure, I see.
Oh, that's not fair. We do know that. Did he do anything to make you think he was going to be this way before you married him, or was he just...
No, not really. And once when we do go dancing, I like to wear slits in my dresses and
Oh,
that.
sure.
And so I thought maybe he was feeling insecure. So when I started making things for home, like I'm a gourmet cook, and I made a see-through apron.
A see-through apron.
And I thought that would give him, you know, since I don't wear that out, I wear that at home.
A little grease spot right there.
Well, you maybe ought to make his pants out of saran.
I got a question.
Yeah,
I have
all right,
a question, because I really sympathize with your husband. Why do you wear sexy clothes? What is your purpose?
I like to. I get them flashy.
But isn't
But
it?
I was that way before I was married.
Well, I'm hip because that's how you got him. But I mean, isn't it maybe to continually attract the men around?
That's a wonderful point.
No, not really, because women like, there are women that dress nice too. I mean, I do it for myself
but you
mainly,
walk into a room in sexy clothes and none of the other women are going to say, "Boy, do I like her."
No,
but
you wouldn't be my best friend.
But I'm a designer, and if I don't want to design sacks, I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
Right, I know, that's great. I think it's terrific. I mean, the outfit you have on, I just wouldn't get it wet and sit in the sun, you know,
Which really
leather curls up.
Well, you're a sexy dresser, and I mean that in the best sense of the word. Does Bobby object to the way you... Does he ever say you're looking too sexy tonight?
No, he loves it, but the thing is, he would prefer naturally blazers and a jacket. I mean, jacket and a shirt or something like that. But then when I wear whatever little dresses or whatever, he loves that too. It's...
So yes or no, she should dress the way she does or change, Elaine?
Oh, I think she should stay just exactly as she is. I think she's great.
Soupy.
Don't ever change. I mean, that way. I mean, keep your own personality if you
Okay.
like that.
All right, we'll go to you, Joanne.
Yeah, I certainly don't change yourself. Maybe if you're still dressing that way, what you tried to hit on, maybe you're not happy with your husband. Woo!
Well, I really empathize with your husband. I've toned it down a little bit, but I think that pregnancy will solve all your problems.
Three votes for not changing in a radical new situation that Jeff brought up. I hope we'll be back with questions from our studio audience and the winner of the most unusual story of the day. So don't you go away. We'll be right back. Good luck. Okay, it's your turn now, all of you here in our studio audience. We thank you for listening as patiently as you have, and we'd like to hear from you if you have a comment or a question for any one of our love experts, and that includes me. So to any one of the people, address a question, step up to the microphone. The lady here on the left, if you wouldn't, fire away.
Okie doke, Joanne.
Yes, darling.
I would like to know how you feel. On a scale of 1 to 100, how would you rate the importance of sex in a good marriage?
That's a lot of points, 1 to 100.
Yeah, right.
You're talking
So
sex.
you can be
We're
specific.
assuming that one's a man and one's a woman, so you mean the actual hugging. I would say probably around 60.
60. Okay.
What would you say?
But that's for a good marriage. It's 90 in a bad marriage.
Her
90 in a bad marriage.
Her answer was 62. From 1 to 100, I'd say B+. Lady over here.
Yes, Soupy. I'd like to know, why is it that older men feel they can date or take out, younger girls?
Good
Is it
question.
Experience or money that talks?
Well, you know what? It's really, George Burns, who is now 80, they asked him why he dates younger girls. He said he can't find anybody that's 80 years old to date. And which is beautiful. No, I don't think there's any. Is there a difference or a preference of guys that younger?
No, I guess I'm just talking about the 30-year span, between the two.
Yeah, I guess it happens. Maybe it flatters a man. I don't know.
Jeff, aren't you happy that you directed that to Soupy?
Yes, I'm glad she picked the older guy.
Yeah, I am too. There's a lady over here. Anyone you'd like to ask something of?
Jeff.
Jeff, you're on.
When a guy that I'm not crazy about comes on to me, what do I do to turn him down gracefully?
What the hell?
Go on, television.
I think you really have to be frank. If you're not crazy about him, you shouldn't go out with him. If he comes on to you, just don't go out with him anymore. Really don't. Eat an onion and say goodnight.
Lady with an interesting haircut. I like that. Who would you like to talk to?
Elaine, I was wondering how you handle your husband's jealousy when you've spent too much time at a party with other men.
Well, I don't know. It just doesn't happen. Do happen to you all the time?
I'm not married.
You're not married? Why did you ask this question then?
I just thought it would be interesting.
She's carrying on with your husband.
Now, this is a fine place to find out. His jealousy when I spend too much time with another man, I try not to, so I avoid it in the first place.
Okay, that wraps it up for now, panel. It's time to cast your votes for the most unusual story of the day, and we'll be back with the results of that vote, but right now we have this usual message for you. Okay, panel, you've talked to our three guests, Linda Kalina, Kristen Gunderson, and Muffy Durham. And now you've cast your vote, I hope you have by this time, for the most interesting story of the day. person who gets your vote will come up with a fabulous prize. Hey, Jack, what, pray tell, is our fabulous prize?
Oh, pray tell it is. One of our young ladies will win a trip for two for a week at the Hacienda Hotel in Las Vegas. Enjoy the all-new Ice Fantasy Review and brunch or dinner buffet in the garden room furnished by the Hacienda Hotel. Bill?
And you go with Shorty Stewart if you win, Kristen. Panel, you ready to cast your vote? The most interesting story? What do you say, Joanne?
Well, gee, you know, if I'd known it was going to be a weekend in Las Vegas, I would have voted for Linda because that's just what she needs. But actually, I voted for Muffy because I thought that's an interesting thing to ponder about when the husband is jealous about how sexy you look.
Okay. Jeff, one for Muffy.
Okay, I thought everybody had interesting problems, but I voted for Linda because I think that is what she needs in Las Vegas. They never know it's day or night there, so it should be confusing. And if she would only wear Muffy's clothes, she'd have no problems at all.
We got a Muffy, and we got a Linda, and we got Elaine coming up with one.
Well, I voted for Christine because, look at this, because she has a problem that she really can't do anything about.
Yeah.
And,
the
I mean,
height, yes.
she's tall whether she has shoes on or doesn't.
Okay, we have one Muffy, one Linda, and one Kristen. Soupy, you are going to cast the
bacon tomato to go.
No. Okay. This is it now.
They're all interesting things, but short or tall, it's better than no men at all. I voted for Kristen.
Kristen, you have won yourself the trip to two. Congratulations, please.
She's the only one without a boyfriend.
Yeah. So we hope we've helped you a little bit. Kristen, enjoy your trip. And thank you, Joanne and Jeff.
We have one problem. The Hacienda Hotel only has 6-foot beds.
No shoes at all, yeah.
The short guy. Thank you, Elaine, for being with us.
Thank you.
Soupy, we look forward to seeing you the rest of the week. Until tomorrow, this is the Love Machine saying, well, all machines do not necessarily work. Get that oil ready. Goodbye. See you next time.
Some of our guests will receive a Blue Luster shampoo and new Blue Luster Plus carpet shampoo with grease cutters and brighteners to remove ground-in dirt and grime. And Legs Wide Band Knee Highs. Legs Extra Wide Comfort Band keeps them up comfortably all day. Also available in the money-saving multi-pack. And Sarah Coventry Classic Jewelry. Necklaces, bracelets, rings, earrings, chains. Seen at home fashion shows. Jewelry designs furnished by Sarah Coventry.